Now, where are you from?
I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. St. Clair, 185th. Well, not really 185th. It's 179th. Like 156 to 185th. Clan, yeah, that's me. That's the block.
Now, still living in Cleveland?
Nah, I actually moved down to Atlanta like about 2 months ago.
I'm assuming it's a music career move?
Definitely is a music career move. My content, the video work has been going real crazy, going viral. So, I feel like it'll be a good move to move to Atlanta, which is like one of the culture of music. You know what I'm saying? Like,
some people, when they go for that music career move out of state from where they're from, Atlanta's a prospect, so is LA, so is even New York City. Why Atlanta instead of those other cities I just named for you?
I feel like Cleveland, Cleveland is just like a mini Atlanta. Excuse me, but like a lot of artists, a lot of people that we listen to in Cleveland is actually from Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's just a smaller Atlanta, and I feel like it'll be a good move from coming there to there. That was just a good move for me. It'll be better if I was based out of Atlanta than New York or LA. Like Hollywood, it's just a different vibe. You know what I'm saying? New York is the type of music that I make. I really want to make world-friendly music, you know what I'm saying? Like all cultures can relate to my music because it's real problem, real issues, real stuff that I've been through. But it's just the West Coast, like, they music just sound a little bit more different from how it sound in Cleveland, like East Coast. Like, it just was, I think it would have picked up faster down here in Atlanta.
How's the reaction been to because obviously in Atlanta, since you're not from Atlanta, you're a transplant, and when somebody moves from, out of Atlanta to Atlanta, it can be a smooth transition for that person and they can be accepted in the hip-hop community, and at the same time it could be the opposite effect. They could come into Atlanta thinking one thing and then they're not really accepted by the Atlanta hip-hop community. How's the reaction been to you so far?
I mean, so far everybody accepted me. Like when I first came down here, people was already kind of aware of me because of me being viral on the internet or having viral content on the internet. So people was already few people was already hip. Like I seen this girl at a wing spot, and she was like, you be on the Instagram dancing and you got a song? I'm like, yeah. And then a few DJs was hip to me, and so it was like I fit right in, and then I got the swag, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, the swag is undeniable. Like, it's just like, why not accept anybody who want me to be from where they from? You feel me?
What was it like for you growing up in Cleveland? Can you paint that picture for us?
Well, I grew up in like a poverty-stricken area, like most, but me, I bounced around a lot, but my mom we was always moving. We was always from here to here to here. So I had to get familiar in every neighborhood. Every time I was the new dude, every time it was somebody trying me, every time, everywhere I went, I end up, winning people over, and then I end up being like the leader. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to just say I was like, every time I come through, I'll be one of the top dudes in the school. You know what I'm saying? Like, had to prove myself, had to get into maybe a scuffle here. But that's what, kind of helped me with this rapping, because me being known in all these different schools and known for not being lame, being one of the popular kids, you know what I'm saying? It made it easier for me to, put music out. But, when I was young, we stayed in the Park Place Apartments on 105 in St. Clair, right off of there. And I used to love it though, but it was like townhouses, but it's like the Jets, but you got this end and you got the other end, you feel me? So I used to always ask my mama, like, Mom, can I go to the other end? That's where all my friends was at. All my friends on the other end. I had a few friends up here, but everybody the other end used to smack. So I'm like, let me go down there. Then probably when I got about 11, she started letting me go down there by myself. So I was going down there to the other end. We'd be just throwing acorns at the cars. We used to be We used to be bad, but we used to have so much fun, though. That's crazy. I learned how to do a backflip down there, too. That's crazy. We used to be flipping off the damn porch, just some baby kids. Like, we was just out there. But it was fun, though. But yeah, the first fight that I got into down that way, I think it was with this dude named Eddie. We got into a scuffle in like the parking lot. I don't know. I think I was like way hating on Eddie though. I ain't gonna fake, cause Eddie was like wait, like he had good hair and you know what I'm saying. All the girls like Eddie, so I was like wait, I was being a hater at that time though. So I was picking with Eddie, and then you know we got the fight and he bit me in my arm, man. Let me swear the fuck he bit me up. Man, he bit me so hard, he broke my skin. And then he bit me right here. It's healed up though. But later on that night, I ended up having to like go to the hospital, and they was talking about how my arm probably would have got amputated if I didn't come at the time that I did. They say that's when I found out that a human bite is way worse than a dog bite. That's crazy. Like,
your arm almost got amputated because of a human bite?
A human bite.
How?
Like, if they break, like he broke my skin, like he kind of bit, held, and pulled. Oh. And that was like a human mouth is way more like bacteria, way more germs, all that than a dog.
Like, I had no idea.
Yeah, hell yeah, that shit was crazy. That was almost life or death. I'm like, damn, what do I do without an arm? The fuck type of dance would I be doing? Damn.
Never hated on anybody since.
Never. Never hate again. That was my lesson. For real.
Now, growing up in poverty, was your family ever able to get out of that poverty environment?
Yeah, like when I got about like 14, we moved to Cleveland Heights. And, you know, Cleveland Heights, that's like, you know, like the suburbs of Cleveland. So we moved up there, but we moved out of the hood, but we didn't make it, you know what I'm saying? We stayed on the third floor. It was me, my mama, my little brother, all on the third floor, like one room. We had a room outside me and my little brother had a room, and my mama room was in the, like, basically the kitchen, the living room, everything was just right there. So, but we was out the hood, and I started going to like suburb schools, made friends up there. That's when I started playing basketball. Like everybody in the Heights and the suburbs, they used to just hoop. Like that was the big thing. It didn't matter if you sold drugs. It didn't matter if you did anything else. If you wasn't in the sports, you was a lame. You feel me? All the popular people was playing sports. So I got to playing sports, and I'm playing basketball. I lightweight got into the football, but we started doing 2-a-days, and that shit just, I'm like, man, I'm cool on this shit. We was doing 2-a-days in the summer from like June, and they said the first game was gonna be like August 21st. So I'm like, damn, y'all expect me to do 2-a-days for 2 more months? Hell no, I quit. And then it was summer too, I quit. But basketball, I love the basketball. Like, I ended up starting point guard at the middle school. Then it carried over to the high school. I was practicing with the JV, you know. And then, like, I had a shot at starting JV, but I went to jail. And the reason why I went to jail is I caught a little strong arm robbery. It was around this time where everybody was taking their girls to the movies and shit. And I ain't had no money to take the girl I wanted to take to the movies. So I'm like, man, my mama, you know, she ain't have it at the time. And, you know, I'm calling around the family. Ain't nobody want to give it to me. They just, I don't know if they ain't have it or if they ain't really want to give it to me because I was supposed to be like the problem child, you know what I'm saying? So they might have not wanted to give it to me or they ain't have it. But I'm like, dang, like, how I got to give me some money. So I decided, like, I'm like, I know this dude, I'm about to see what's up with him. I told bro, like, let me see what you, like, I told him to empty his pockets. Immediately, if you just walk up to somebody telling them to empty your pockets, you're going to get on the offensive side. Like, what you mean? If I hit him, you know, went in his pockets. And then later on that night, his brothers, he had some brothers, they had to be like 28. Like I was 14, maybe, I was 14. His brothers was 28. Like they pulled up on me and my friend, we walking home, you know, we happy, we got about $50, we thinking this something, you know what I'm saying? We like, oh yeah, we about to go. Finally can go to the movie, I buy her a beer, I can, you know what I'm saying? We walk into the house. Boom. Soon as we like 4 houses down, a car pull up. They like, what's up? We like, what's up? What you mean, what's up? They like, y'all little niggas he beat my brother up earlier. We looking like, no, we ain't even touch your brother. We knowing who we talking about, you feel me? We like, nah, we ain't even touch your brother. We ain't had nothing to do with that. Then they just hopped out and started chasing us. I'm talking about it's winter though. We bouncing through the snow like we running for our lives. Like we thinking they about to get shot. They about to beat our ass. They big as fuck. So we running. We end up hiding into like in Cleveland Heights is a park named Kane Park. So we go to Kane Park and we just hiding over there like in like some bushes and shit. He called his mama. My dude called his mama. His mama come pick us up. She sneak us back to the house. And we was in there just laughing, like, damn, bro, like, then, like, I started bringing, like, drama to their house then, because I had ran away. Man, I got a long-ass story. I cut my, look, boom, after that, like, the next day, the dude come to the school and identify me. Him and his mama point me out in the classroom, like, oh, yeah, that was the one. So they end up taking me in custody or whatever. I go down to the juvenile detention center. They let me out in like 3 days to a week because it was like, I'm a juvenile, you know what I'm saying? I went to court. They like, all right, go ahead, slap on the wrist. So I ended up getting some more trouble. Then I ended up getting on house arrest. Then when I got on house arrest, I cut my house arrest bracelet off. Mm. My friend stayed 2 houses away from my mom. Like he stayed 2 streets over from my mom. So we stayed on Beechwood. It was a street in between that, and then there was his street, which was DeSoto. So I fake run away and I'll be over there. She know where I'm at though, you know what I'm saying? So I'm over there, and then like one day, his mom and my mom got to talking. So they talking and shit. You know, she conversating. I'm thinking I'm about to just come home. My dude, mom, like, I gotta take you home. Your mom want me to take you home. I can't just keep having you over here. Your mama asking me to bring you home. I'm like, no, it's something fishy about that. Like, she just want me to come home. It's something fishy. So I go home, the police out there. I'm like, damn, like, they all done set me up. I was feeling some type of way. So I go into little custody. They give me 6 months in the juvenile prison. And then I did my 6 months, but I turned that shit into like a year, catching extra time, wilding, doing just crazy little shit, like fighting all the time, just doing the most, like that shit. That's basically how like my childhood. I got out when I was 16, so I went in like during the time where I was 14. I was on my way turning 15 because my birthday in the winter. So I was on my way turning 15, then I got into juvenile prison, and I did that year. I got out when I was 16. And then by the time that I got out, we had moved from Cleveland Heights, then we moved to Euclid. Euclid is like another suburb town, but it's a little bit like less than Cleveland Heights. Well, I guess, you know, since Section 8 getting open everywhere, it's like everybody moving out there now, so it ain't really that big of a deal, but Euclid used to be something like major. But yeah, so we moved to Euclid, and all my hood niggas, see, I'm from like the Clare, and the Clare right next to Euclid, so I'm like, all my hood niggas go to that school, I'm trying to go to there. I'm in high school now, I'm like a freshman. So I'm like, shit, I'm trying to go there. She ain't know the reason why I told her to move there, but I'm like, that's was the reason. And them niggas was selling weed, so I'm like, shit, I'm trying to get into that game with them, you feel me? Give me a couple dollars. I got the wrong mentality already coming out the gate. The second day I get to the school, this like the first week I get out of jail. These niggas fighting. These niggas didn't rob somebody, and they didn't rob somebody's little brother and not a big brother. The same shit I just went in for. Like, this shit is crazy. So I'm like, damn, they needed me to help them fight and shit, though. These my older niggas. They ain't really, at the time, they was my older niggas. They was like 18, you feel me? I was 16, so. But then, you know, when you go to jail, you know, you mature faster. So I was already like 18 for real in my mind, you know? So shit, the nigga, it's me, my nigga TJ, my nigga Jamac. Like, they robbed somebody's little brother. And it's after school. I'm about to walk to the house. I see these niggas. I'm like, damn, what y'all niggas getting prepared for? Like, man, this nigga about to pull up. They want some smoke because such and such. Bro, I was his little brother. I'm like, damn, all right. Shit, like, all right, boom. I'm debating if I want to stay or if I want to go. I just got the fuck out. Like, I'm like, man, I'm gonna just go ahead and see what the fuck go on. These niggas pull up, hop out the car, and this nigga that pulled up, this nigga had to been playing football since he was like 2. Cause this nigga was big as fuck, like big ass muscles. Like he was the star running back at the high school, like a year before. Like he had graduated. He hopped out, and a little nigga like my height hopped out. But I was like, wait, big, cause I had just got out of the juvenile. So they hopped out. I knew they was on bullshit because they clapped somebody that didn't have nothing to do with nothing. Like they just punched him, bang. I'm like, okay, this about to go down. Like they just coming out, jumping out, punching people. I'm like, so I get prepared. But I'm used to fighting because I just got out. So I've been fighting that bitch all the whole way. So I'm like, shit, what's up? I posted up with the big dude. Big dude, he was surprised that I posted up with him. Like he seen like I wasn't scared. So he like, damn, all right, what's up? Boom, we posting up. He did some shit that I would never expect his big ass to do. Like I'm thinking he about to knock a nigga out. This nigga kicked me in my shin so hard. I'm like, oh my God. Like I kept it in my head. I'm like, oh. It was so bad to the point where I had to stop and go, I'm about to beat your ass. Now I get real angry though, you feel me? He run off and just try to swing on it was only 2 of them, it was 4 of us. So my niggas was coming. Boom, he run off and then try to like escape the little trap that we was about to put him in. So I tried to get the little nigga because I'm like, this big ass nigga, I don't really got a chance with him. So I ran up on the little nigga. I'm like, yeah, what's up? He like, shit, what's up? What we fighting for? I'm like, I don't even know what we fighting for, but we about to fight, my nigga. Your nigga just kicked me. So I swing on him, clap him, boom. His nigga run over there. My niggas run over there. We jumping him. The nigga that was with him, he ended up catching one of my niggas, and then we ended up trying to lay the J down on him. But then the school security pulled up and the police. So the shit, it's just my luck that they try to grab me first.
Of course.
As soon as the nigga hop out, he tried to fake it. Like he tried to fake, like take a couple steps, and then he tried to reach for me like that. But I just was so swift. Like I could call my nigga right now and be like, what did I do? He said, they told me what I did. I knew I did it, but it was just so, my adrenaline was pumping so crazy. Like, boom. He tried to grab me. I dipped under him, picked up my book bag and my jacket, and got to running through the field. Like, I'm like, I just can't go back to jail. Like, I'm running through the field. I go hide behind the house, hide in some bushes, and then them niggas came and got me like 30 minutes later. Then the next day I had to go to school because, like, I just had to. And this is the head security. And I'm just thinking, like, man, these niggas gonna, like, get me, like, for real. Like, it ain't even no point in me going, but I'm gonna go. Fuck it, let me see, because this was only my second day. They probably didn't know who I was. So them niggas end up not even, like, fucking with me, like, but later on down the line, I got into trouble. And then I think he brought it back up one time when I was in the principal's office, like, because he seen he was getting familiar with my face. Like, I was always in some shit, like, arguing with a teacher, doing some, like, bullshit. And one day he was like, was you ever, like, you know what I'm saying, like not too long ago, was you fighting and I tried to grab you and da-da-da-da. I'm like, nah, that wasn't me, brother. Like, I just was faking, getting it off. But yeah, that's how my childhood went.
Now, somebody that has to deal with poverty, right? Because you did mention poverty earlier. Everybody's circumstances could be different, but any advice, any general advice you would say somebody watching this, maybe they're having a poverty upbringing as well. Anything you would tell them?
Coming from poverty and chasing your dreams is like they say it's like it's 1 in a million, like, but that shit is possible. Like people told me, like, growing up in poverty, you got other motherfuckers in your family that's in poverty. You know what I'm saying? Basically, like, everybody is poverty. So it's a poverty mindset. Everything about the shit is poverty. You know what I'm saying? So what separated me was reading books and shit like that talked about getting rich, like Think and Grow Rich and like The Secret and, you know what I'm saying, like Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Like, my dad had put me on to that shit. And I was just reading the books, and I'm like, man, you know, like, I can do this, you feel me? Like, and then with it being other people in my family that was from poverty and thought that way and had that mentality, it was like, they'd tell me that I couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you the only one going, it's like everybody going this way and you trying to go this way. You fighting against the grain. Everybody just want to go work a job. Think like, boom, after I get out of high school, I'm gonna go get this job and then I'm done. I'm gonna get a job, work for 20 years and retire and then die. Like, what the fuck type shit is that? I'm not about to do that. I'm gonna live life. Like, I want to live my life to the fullest, and I'm not gonna just be doing some shit that I don't even want to do in life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I made that decision 2 years ago, and despite what my mama said, despite what my grandma said, my grandma, she ain't really all the way, like, you know, where I come from. She came from where I came from, but she kind of got her shit together, like, as she, you know, got older. And, you know, she made something out of herself, but she, while working, you know what I'm saying? But, like, so she was kind of, like, middle class, you know? But, and that's because she worked for it. But, like, other people in my family, like, they just want you to be, I guess they care so much that they want you to be safe. Like, so by you being safe, they don't want to see you fail. They want to see you win, but they don't want to see you fail at the same time. So they think, like, go get a job that's secure. You securing the bag, like, but that's not what you're doing, like, for real. If you wanted to work that job, that's what you're doing. But, like, if you want to be if you tell your people that you want to be an artist, you want to be a DJ, you want to be a rapper, like, and they tell you, like, nah, I think you should get a job, don't listen. Because if you know in your heart that that's the shit that you want to do, and you're going to do whatever it takes to get that shit, then you already got your mind made up. You don't need no other outside opinions. Like, that shit be hard fighting off other people that got the poverty mindset that they just be, like, fucking with you, like, nah, you can't do that. You got to go do this. Nah, I think you should do this. Nah, I mean, what if you don't? What if? You got to have something to fall back on. You got to do this. You got to do that. My nigga Denzel Washington said, I don't need to fall back. I want to fall forward so I know what I'm landing on. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I live by now. Like, I need to fall forward. I just burnt all my ships. And what I mean by that is, like, no retreat. Like, this is what I'm doing. I burnt the ships. I ain't got no way to go back to the house. I'm out here, and I'm going to figure this shit out. Like, period. Yeah.
Not everybody has that mentality, though.
Mm-hmm.
There's people that think like you, but a lot of people that think the opposite, the go get a job, retire eventually route.
Right. That's just not, I cannot see myself.
Are you the only one in your family that thinks like that?
You
said your dad put you on some books.
He did put me on some books, and he had the same type of, you know, like, mentality as I have, but he had some bad habits that he got to get rid of so he can tap all the way into the shit, like, into the power. Because that's it. He got to tap into it. Like, I got it from him. I got it, and my mother, too.
Now, you mentioned selling drugs. Was that something you did while you were in school?
Actually, yeah. My 9th grade year and my 10th grade year, I was just selling weed, you know, dime bags, you know. My one nigga had some nice looking reg, and I was selling that shit like it was loud. I was selling it for loud, and I was selling it for $8. Like, I'm like eight a stick, you know what I'm saying? People was buying that shit too, like, so. But I wasn't really making no money. I was making my money back, and I just thought I was just the richest little nigga ever. I had and then I was only buying like a motherfucking ounce. And ounces was going for like 70. So I'm just making this 70 back, and I'm just, you know, I might make 80, make 100 like, if I really just buckle down, I'll make 100. And I'm thinking, like, I'm up, like, you know, I got $100 in my pocket. It's ones too, so it's looking good in school. I might try to get a girl number. She might tell me something. I'm like, up my little money on it. Like, what you mean, girl? You broke, you know? But I'm thinking I got it all. Like, man, that was funny though. I just wanted to have some money so bad. I just always act like I had a lot of money. You know, that's funny. Now I got more money than I ever had when I was selling drugs, and I don't even act like how I used to act when I was selling drugs. It's crazy. But yeah, like ninth or 10th grade year, it was mid. Then when I got up to the 11th grade year, I told you my niggas was always 2 years ahead of me, so they was in the streets more than me, so they seen more than me. So some niggas was selling crack, and some niggas jumped up to heroin. And I seen the difference between the heroin and the crack money, and I'm like, okay, I want that. So I'm like, shit, how do I get into this shit? Like, I actually was a lifeguard though, before I started selling drugs. Like, I was a lifeguard, and I worked that summer. You know, I was getting like $400 every 2 weeks, you know, but I was spending that shit so fast. It's the summertime. I'm only like 18, you know what I'm saying? Say I'm 17, about to be 18, I'm spending this shit. It ain't nothing like, and I'm seeing these niggas, the day that did it for me, it was a beach party in Cleveland. It was in Menor. It was a big beach party, a free beach party. Everybody out there from grown to small, like I'm talking about, it was going crazy. So I'm like, shit, like I get off work. I had a little smug Corolla that my mama bought me for $800. We went to the dude. We got my tags. I got my temps. I drove my little car out there, and then I'm out there with my nigga, and we see our other niggas. Like, they some niggas that's from the hood, but we ain't really rocking with them niggas. Them niggas getting money. Them niggas don't really, rock with us. We some little niggas to them. You feel me? But like, them niggas like got them racks on them. Like, they both had at least 5 bands apiece, and I'm telling you, these niggas only 18, and they just playing with 5. They fresh, got Burberry down. They had the forces on with the watch, with the jewelry. Everything was a couple phones. I'm like, damn, they flexing, they dancing, they got they bands. Me and my nigga looking like, man, what? That's us, bro. Like, that's how we should be. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at them niggas like, damn. Like, fuck this job. I'm like, fuck this job after that. I'm like, man, I got to get to it. So I got my last little check. I spent $200 on some, I spent $200 on some shoes, and the other $200, I spent that shit on some dog. I bought 2 grams, and I was fucking with my nigga. And he was like my age, but he was already in the game too. So the nigga gave me, he let me hit like 2 plays off his phone that day. So I caught 2 drops, my first 2 drops. I ain't make shit. One was a sample and one was a 20. And I think I gave that nigga too much anyway because I ain't really know how to eyeball. I ain't even know how I had no scale, none of that shit yet. So I'm just feeling good that I even hit some drops. I see niggas hit plays all day. So I'm like, okay, at least I'm moving, I'm hitting some, you know what I'm saying? I ain't make, but it just felt good to do it. Like, I was like, I'm in it now. But like, shit was getting slow. It's a thing where we do, we erect the drops, you feel me? It was a time where I thought that writing my name on a piece of paper, I used to write my name on a piece of paper, little ass piece of paper, write my dope name. My shit was P. And the reason why my drug name was P was because it was the letter before Q. So I'm like, I'm gonna just call myself P. So I call myself P. And then I write my number down, put the sample, it's like a sample is supposed to be like a 0.1 of heroin. So that's like, it's worth 20. A 0.1, a 0.1 is worth 20. So I give a 0.1 away. But I only had 2 grams, so then I'm like, we had to sample out the whole damn pack just to get some drops. And some drops will never hit a nigga back, and some will hit you back and keep trying to get a sample, and some will come spend a 20. And I was just getting tired of that shit. They was finessing the fuck out of me. I was new. I'm like, man, I'm about to quit. I talked to my nigga Chris Bo. This the nigga that actually got me on rapping. But I talked to this nigga, we was coming up together. He already did the shit, but he went broke, and then he was on his way back up. And it's like I went broke and on my way back up because it's like we starting over together. So I'm like, shit, bro, like, I had like a heart-to-heart with that nigga. I'm like, bro, like, I'm making it look good, but like my phone ain't even really ringing. Like, I got 20 drop. I got a drop that come get a 20 every day, and I got another drop that'll come get a 40 every once in a while, and I got a blue moon that might come get a .3. He like, shit, bro, don't stop, bro. You almost there, bro. You got your phone, they calling you. I'm like, man, yeah, but it's taking me 2 weeks to down 2 G's. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, he like, bro, just keep going. I swear. So I was going out there. I was just persistent to give me some money. I was going out at the gas stations early in the morning, 6, 7 o'clock. I'm trying to find somebody slipping, because that's what time niggas be getting out there. The niggas that's really about their business, that's what time they be serving. So I was going to the gas station, standing there looking like a little innocent kid. After they hit they play stop right there and shoot up. I'll walk over to the car. Check that out. Da, 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 da. It got to a point where I got some real good shit, and I started giving out that good shit. That's good, them good ass samples, and my shit got to picking up. And then I was like, oh, okay. I moved from 2 grams. Look, because at first I went to 2 grams to 1.5 grams, because I had to front the shit out, and I lost $50. But then I went from that 2 grams went to 5 grams. Then at 5 grams, I started buying 10. And then when I started buying 10, I started buying 20. Then after 20, I was like stuck on 20 for a minute, because I was like blowing the money. When I got to 20 grams, I had about $5,000. You know what I'm saying? I was spending 2 bands on a pack. Niggas wasn't even trying to really give a nigga a deal, because I was a young nigga and I was turning up. So niggas was selling me 100 a G. And other niggas that's been doing the shit that was more wiser than me, they was getting their G's for like 75. Niggas getting G's for 75, 80, 90, 95. I'm paying a whole 100. I'm paying my shit straight out, cash out, 2 bands, 20 grams. Come on. No plug, no nothing. I'm buying it from another nigga. Like, he a middleman. He a middleman. You feel me? I'm like, fuck it. I'm like, shit. So I'm just doing, I'm 20 grams, I got stuck. I was living, you know what I'm saying? I kept on buying Burberry, I kept on buying shit like that. Then I finally got over that hump. Boom, 20 went to 40. Now I'm buying 40, and I'm down to 40 every 2 days. So I'm running through like 120 grams. I'm running through 120 grams in a week. You feel me? Then I start getting the shit for cheaper then. I'm running through 120 grams in a week. Then I lightweight slew down, because that shit just got to scaring me. My shit was just going so crazy. And then all my niggas around me was getting set up, and this and that. So-and-so just got 9, and old dude just went to the feds. And so I like started cutting drops off. Like, it was too many. I'm like, all right, you been rocking with me since I started. You been rocking with me since I started. You been rocking with me since I started. I'm going to rock with y'all. You spend the most money. I'm going to rock with y'all. I'm going to just let these other ones go. You feel me? Because the shit just was getting too fishy. Like, everybody was going down. That's when this shit just started getting hot. So then I end up rocking with them. Then they got to not doing enough for me. Like, I couldn't down 120 in a week off 5 drops that I trusted. So I had to move my number down. Then when I moved my number down, my money moved down. I was spending more than I was bringing in, because I was used to bringing in more. So I'm like, shit, I got to go back out here and get me some more drops now. Like, you feel me? These other drops ain't fucking with me, because I cut them off like that. So now I got to go find me some more. End up bumping. We at the gas station on 156. We pull up. It's the day after, 2 days after my birthday. I'm like, shit, I'm about to wreck these plays. I get to wrecking them. Boom, my nigga, they in a car. We all got dope in the car, you feel me? So I took my shit. I'm wrecking drops, so I have my shit in my pocket. Like, I don't even need to keep my shit in the car. I'm about to wreck. So I'm going out there, and I'm handing off samples and shit. Somebody must have called and said, like, yeah, it looked like these dudes are selling drugs out of the burgundy van. They were right, but why the fuck is y'all calling the police? Like, why though? Like, just niggas, I don't know. And it's the hood though. Like, what the fuck is y'all calling the police for? I'm just trying to. I mean, I was doing illegal shit, but I'm just saying, like, why I call the police on a nigga? Like, damn, like, that fucked my whole birthday up though. Like, but then I'm in the store. I'm the last motherfucker in the store. I see the police hitting the van outside the store. I don't know why I ain't just walk out the damn store and act like I was just a regular person. They didn't know who I was. If I would have just walked out and acted like I was a regular person, I wouldn't even have to tell this story right now. I was like, I could have just walked out and just left like I didn't know nothing. But I stayed in because I was scared. And I'm like, shit, I'm just acting like I'm buying some shit. Then they come in like, and like, come on, like bring me with me. Like, you the last person in the gas station, we found your ID in here, It's 2 grams in here. Who gonna take off for this shit? I'm like, man, shit, it ain't my shit. Like, you feel me? Like, when you get in the back of the police car, it ain't none of that. We don't be doing none of that. Like, but like, so my nigga like, man, take off for that shit, bro. Like, you gotta, he was already on probation. And I was a first offender, so he like, man, take off for that shit. I'm like, no, I just turned 18. Like, this ain't the time for me to be taking out on no shit. Like, I'm gonna go to jail. I'm thinking like I'm about to get years and years. I'm like, shit, we just gonna have to get some lawyers, bro, and box this bitch up. So I ended up spending like 2 bands on the lawyer. He spent what he spent on the lawyer, but they ain't let him. I paid my bond. They ain't let him right out because he was already on probation, so he got a probation hold. I paid my bond. They let me out. We got lawyers, and our lawyers was fighting it. We end up getting the best situation because he beat that case. You feel me? Like I end up like fake taking out for it. Like I said it was mine without saying it was mine in the courtroom. So he got the blessing. Like they just gave him they dismissed his shit, but he still had to go to Lake County because he had probation. He had a probation violation out there, so he still ended up getting 18 months. And he was mad at me for a while about that shit. I'm like, my nigga, like the case we was on got dismissed, my nigga. How can you be mad at me? You feel me? Like that was a probation violation, bro. I can see if you got 18 months here and 18 months there, bro. Like you knew what was going on when you get with a PV. But yeah, so that's how that shit went. That was the first time I got set up. So I'm like, shit, I'm about to just stay. I'm about to just live off these little couple racks that I got. And I'm about to just hold out. I had me a whip. I bought this fly-ass little whip. This is a fly-ass little whip any young nigga had. I was smashing I was smashing the older hoes, the older bitches, I wanted to say. I was in the club at like 17, 18. Man, I'm in there doing my thing. I'm in there dancing. I pop a bottle, but I ain't never had no section though, because I wouldn't even hit the sections. Like, I ain't even never really even, I was so young, I didn't even know you had to pay to get over there. I always used to just jump the couch. I used to sneak my way over there every time. Like, it was never like a paid thing to me. Like, I just be in the section. Like, I ain't never buy it. Like, nigga, I just walk over there.
With the Burberry vest?
Yeah, oh yeah, I was flying the motherfucker. I was wearing 100 boots. Niggas wasn't even wearing 100 boots. I had on 100 boots with the sweaters, with the belt, man, I was fly. Talking about with the racks on me. Oh man, them was the best. No, them ain't the best. This is the best years of my life right here, and I got more to come. But as a young nigga, like 18, playing with that amount of cash, and fucking older hoes that's like 24, that shit was fun. Like that shit was. But then I ended up catching another case. That's what I meant. That's where work came from. When I caught the second case, this case was a controlled buy. Like I was fucked up at this time. Like I ain't had no money. I lived off my little bands. I ran out of money. I'm like, I gotta go back into this shit. So I ended up seeing one of my old clients that I knew was a hitter. A hitter is, she a spender. She was a big spender. So I'm like, shit, okay, damn, I finally bumped back into her. This must be a blessing. Boom. I'm like, this is a blessing, like a blessing in the sky. Like, this the first one I bumped back into. Like, damn, I never thought I would have bumped into her again. I'm thinking she'd have been gone. Nigga done got her. Boom, I give her a sample. Now, the dope was bad, but she said it was good. I should have knew then. I knew the dope was bad. Like, all the reports that I got from the shit was bad. You know what I'm saying? She was like, it's good. Her friend said it was bad. I'm like, okay, which one is it? I know I just wanted it to be good. I knew it wasn't though, you feel me? I knew it was about a 6 on a scale from 1 to 10. Like, if you get a 7, if you get a 7.5, you good. If you get an 8, you can move that. If you get a 6, depending on how your clientele is, then you can, you know what I'm saying, you can still get it off. But you can't just get a 6 off while you trying to come back. You got to start off with an 8. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting back off with a 6. Everybody talking about that shit garbage. But she talking about it's good. She like, shit, I want to get 3 grams tomorrow. Like, shit, I've been holding on to this motherfucking dope all this time. I got motherfucking 3 grams left. I'm about to sell this shit. No, in the dope, in the heroin game, you can sell your G's for what you want to sell them for, but I was getting this shit for 100. So I was selling my shit for like 140. So for 3 of them bitches, she was paying 3. She was gonna pay for like 410. 410 for 3 grams. I'm about to go hit that. So the way I live in Euclid, so Lake County, Euclid still Cuyahoga County, but if you go like a couple more blocks up from where I stay, 260. If you go to 270, that's a whole nother county. That's Lake County. So I went up there. I'm like, shit. Like I pull up to the house. I give her the little grams. I end up having one of my other peoples take me up there to hit her and to smack the play anyway. So we pull up. I serve her. She tried to get in the car, but thank God that my peoples that I was with, they junkies. Their car was junky as fuck, so they couldn't even get in. She couldn't even get in, so I'm like, no. Boom, I just served her on the quick side. I knew it was something fishy because the bitch was trying to get in. I'm like, man, come on. Boom, we pull off. We get back to Euclid, so I'm thinking I'm cool because I'm in a whole nother county now. I'm back in Cuyahoga County. I ain't thinking that they can fuck with me. Nigga, next thing I know, I'm this close to my house. The motherfucking detectives pull up. All different angles. This angle, this angle, this angle, this angle. Pull the fuck over. I'm with some junkies and they scared. And I'm scared now because I'm thinking these junkies gonna snitch. I know they got a background. I'm like, shit, all right, we pull over. They take the junkies out first. They like antagonizing them. What happened? What did you see? Scaring them to death. And I'm like, man, these niggas is about to tell on me, man. Like, I already know. They come get me. I straight act like I didn't know what the fuck was going on. They come get me. I'm like, what's up? Like, what's going on? Like, I don't understand all this about. And like, oh, you know what the fuck this about? Like, I'm like, man, I don't know what this about. They're like, man, so you ain't just I'm like, nah, I ain't had nothing to do with that. Boom, they still take me. I'm thinking like if I don't say nothing, if I don't say I did nothing, that they weren't gonna take me into custody. But they ended up taking me into custody anyway. Of course, I had about $700 left in my name. I paid my little bond. It was like $585. Got out. Then I gave my lawyer my last little $150. I already still owed him some money off the case that he did. I owed him $500 off of that. Paid him the $150. My mom like, we gonna make sure we take care of you. We gonna do our best to, you know what I'm saying, pay you for your services. I still owe Andy some money to this day. I gotta pay Andy. So shout out to Andy, man. If you watching it, I got you, bro. I owe you that $1,800. I'm gonna get that to you. He got me out of that shit though. I ended up only getting 30 like 90 days. My bitch was 6 months. My baby mama was 6 months pregnant, and I got 90 days. She was 6 months pregnant. I got 90 days, so I missed my son get born. But during that time though, I was rapping though. You feel me? Right before I went into jail, I started rapping. After that case, I got out from when I did my little bond. They let me out like a week after they gave me a bond a week after. It's like I had to have a bond hearing, and they made my bond $500. Then I paid it. But when I got out, I'm like, man, I got to find something else to do. Like, I got to do something different. Like, obviously, this shit ain't working for me. I keep getting jammed up back to back. I'm like, man, I got to do something else. So I started rapping. I had just dropped a song called Never Had Shit before I did my 90 days. Like, I was fighting the case for about like a good 3 months fighting the case, and then I ended up getting 3 months. So during that time, I already had put a single out with a dance, and I did the dance. If you go back and look at my Instagram page, I did the dance and some bummy shit. Like, that's how you can tell that I was fucked up at that time. But the moves that I hit and on the beat that I did it, that shit just went crazy. Like on the gram, like my shit, that was the first time I ever got 20,000 views. I had did dance videos before, and I thought I was going viral, and I was getting like 1,000 views, 4,000 views. I thought my shit was just like out of here. But then I realized like that shit's not out of here. I gotta do more. So I ended up coming with a better song. I wouldn't even say better because I actually liked the song that I was dancing to before, but I guess the dance videos, it built it up to this one. So I did the dance video to this song. It got like a couple hundred retweets on Twitter. It got 10,000 views on like the first day on my page. It ended up capping at 20,000. And like this was like 3-4 days. I did the dance video on the 18th. I got sentenced like 4 days after that. So during the time that I'm in jail, everybody telling me how everybody doing my dance. They playing my shit at the kickbacks. They playing my shit at the local parties. Everybody doing the dance. I'm like, shit, like, it's crazy. Like, the high schoolers doing the dance. Like, I got the high schools on lock. So I'm thinking when I get out, like, I'm about to be rich. I'm about to be famous. Like, everything is about to just go crazy for me. I get out. 90 days later, I'm like, damn, this shit crazy. Like, I'm thinking, like, where's all this shit, like my royalties? Like, where's the shit that I was supposed to be receiving? Because my shit is going crazy. Like, I know, like, I'm supposed to be famous. People supposed to be running up to me right now. So it's supposed to be, I'm thinking it's about to be like 100 people outside the gate as soon as I walk out that bitch. But it was not like that. So I had to still work. I had 200 left. I'm like, shit. I linked with my nigga, gave him a CD. I linked with him. He called me back the next day. I linked with him. I'm like, shit, bro, I'm trying to throw a party. No, as a matter of fact, he was like, I want to put you on a party. I'm like, shit, he like, how much is you wanted to book? I'm like, shit, I charge like, well, I was charging like 150. I'm like, I'll charge 150, but I'm lit. I got 200. I'm going to give you this 200. I'm going to put it on your party, and you give me 400 back. He had some beef that he was having with the other people that throw parties in the city or like the high school parties. And they wanted to throw a party on the same night to try to end his little career. So it's just me and these one little dancing dudes. They from the city, they going crazy. Nazi and Legend, they was going crazy at the time. You feel me? They and on the other party, they got at least 8 up and coming artists. They got one artist on there that's headlining that's like was the biggest artist in the city at the time. So I'm like, I'm competing, me and Nazi and Legend, we competing with 8 other niggas that's got names and got juice for themselves. So we thinking like this shit is not about to do nothing. So the end of the night come, the people, we get like 400 people in our party, the other party get like 80 people. So we like, damn, like, niggas really famous. At the time, I was the headliner on this event. Nazi and Legend performed, I came in at 10, like everybody was there to see. A couple people, like a lot of people came to see them, but majority of the people came to see Q Money because I had just went, like, the viral song, everything was viral. In Cleveland, I should say, because it wasn't like how work is now. I got a song called Never Had Shit that's still the biggest song in Cleveland to this day. I just performed it at Summer Jam last month, September 1st. And that shit, 24,000 people knew that shit word for word. Lucci brought me out, shout out to Lucci. But like, so after we threw the party and I realized my juice, then I just started performing. I started getting booked for Sweet 16s and stuff like that. And I was doing a lot of Sweet 16s, get my bread up. So my booking went to 150. I'm talking about I had my booking number, and I had my cell phone number in my bio. My cell phone number is the same to this day, so all the kids be calling me. Everybody be FaceTiming me, all that from Cleveland. Like. And then, like, so I had my booking number in my bio. I was booking myself, and I went from 150 to 300, then I went from 300 to 350, then I went from 350 to 500, and then that's when I'm like, all right, boom. Like, if I don't make another song, then this shit just gonna die out. So I had already was going to the studio. Then that's when I came back with work. No, matter of fact, first I came with I Got Swag. I Got Swag was going crazy in the city. All the high schoolers knew that. Then when I got booked for another party, I realized that they knew both of the songs word for word. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just let this build up. And then I never pressured myself to drop a mixtape because I knew you cannot be in the rap game if you don't have a hit song. You know what I'm saying? So I was always pressuring myself, and I still to this day pressure myself to make a hit. Gotta make hits. Like, hits is gonna get you in the door. So I was just always like trying to make hits. So I'm like, all right, let's see where I got swag, how far I got swag can go. I got swag kind of was peaking in the city. So it got to a point where I'm like, all right, I don't know if I want to drop this song, or this song next. But some niggas from the city try to steal my little mirror. You know how I be doing that, and my dance, they try to take it and use it to another song. I'm like, okay, they want to take the hand in the face. I'm about to come with the real mirror. So I came with the official mirror. I came with a real mirror, and I'm like, I'm about to drop work, cause just the lyrics match everything. Like, I'm back though. What you mad for? And I ain't dropped a video, my dance video in the city in like 5 months. So I'm like, okay, this the one. Like, I'm back. Like, so I went to go buy the pink shirt. I bought the jumper. At the time, Rumpers was going viral. I'm like, okay, this gonna make me go viral. I got on a jumper. They gonna think it's a rumper. I'm just thinking about all ideas where I can make my shit go viral. Sure enough, when I dropped the video, the dance video, 100,000 views, like 50,000 views the first day, 100,000 views on my page, couple million on Facebook, couple like 20,000 retweets on Twitter. That was on one page. Like, that shit was going crazy. Then I'm like, okay, this it. Like, it just got the building. The song got like 100,000 plays in like 20 days, and it was just going crazy. At first, I only had it on YouTube and SoundCloud, and then I put it on the other platforms, and then I ended up linking with somebody that was from TIG, but we didn't ever do no like official paperwork or nothing like that. They just wanted to help me because they seen me like pushing myself. You feel me? So I like, yeah, like we fuck with you, we'll help you out. So helping me out, and they helping me out right now. Like, so that's how that went.
When it comes to dealing with the streets, looking back at yourself, the streets is a very risky option. There's consequences that can happen with that, and some of those details you kind of shared with us. I mean, there's violence, there's incarceration, which you had mentioned, even possibly death. For you, why go that route, knowing those type of things that can come out of dealing with the streets?
Because the reason I went that route, because yeah, jails, institutions, and death is a possibility, but the money, you know what I'm saying? It was the money. It wasn't like I wanted to be a jack boy. It wasn't like I wanted to, you know what I'm saying, rob niggas. I was trying to get me some money. Like, that was my whole motive, was to get some cash. Like, I wanted to be a young boss, like, and I felt like that was the way, but that really wasn't the way. That shit is it's a facade. Like, it looked good, you know what I'm saying, on the outside. Once you jump in that shit terrible, man. That shit, it ain't no place that the nigga wanna be. Like, all the stress, all the looking over your shoulder, all the, I feel so comfortable in the car, even though I don't got my license. But I ain't riding with no grams, and I ain't riding with no guns and illegal guns and shit like that. Like, I ain't riding with, I used to ride with like 20 G's on me, scale. Cause if I had to bring 20 out the house, cause I wasn't trying to run it out of my mama's house, you know what I'm saying? So had to have it on me. And I'm just like, every time I see a cop car, it was like in the rearview mirror, like, what the fuck? I mean, that shit is not the way to live, man. I feel so peaceful now that I'm doing what I want to do, and you feel me? Like, I just feel so, just like like that shit is just, like, that shit is stressful, man. But like, I got in for the money though. And I wasn't really thinking, I knew what I signed up for, but you know, you ain't about to jump in and be like, I'm about to go to jail, I'm about to die. No, it ain't like that. It's like, I'm about to get me some money, and I'm gonna get out, but that shit can keep you there. And if you let that shit keep you there, eventually, jail and you will die. Like, it just ain't no other way around it. It's some niggas that make it out. Some niggas, you gotta be a rare type of nigga and then you gotta know when to turn it off. Like, that was the type of nigga I am. Like, I learned when to turn it off. I'm like, it's over with. Like, my run is over with for this shit. Like, I gotta figure it out another way.
When you say there's a rare percentage of people that, you know, can turn it off, get away with it, that sort of thing, out of 100%, what would you say, percentage-wise, could really beat the game, so to speak?
1%.
1%?
1%.
Very small.
It's 0.5. Like, it's a few niggas just get away scot-free.
Is it because they have way more money than everybody else they're able to do this? Is it luck? Is it...
It's a mixture of all that shit.
Being smart, intelligent?
You gotta be smart, you gotta be intelligent.
Timing?
You gotta be on your shit. You gotta know when to just let it go. Like, some people just can't let it go. Like, and then it'd be like situations that they might have been in. And it was like, the feds could have been watching niggas, like, and they knew that the feds was watching them, and they like, all right, I'm about to cut this shit off. Like, so, shit like that. But like, it's God for real to help that 1% get out. Cause you gotta know, if you got it in your mind, in your heart that you want to change, God will make a way for you.
Now there's hundreds of thousands of kids across America that are teenagers just like how you grew up. Well, maybe not just how like you grew up. Let me rephrase. There's hundreds of thousands of teenagers out there that grow up wanting money just like you. That's a better phrase of me saying it. But not everybody goes the route you went. So that's why I was just curious why you chose that route, knowing some of those consequences.
And I wanted the lifestyle as well, like just seeing niggas popping bottles in the club. And
you did mention that lifestyle appeal.
yeah, seeing, like, I was a young nigga and I'm fucking, how old is this, 25, I'm 18, I'm pulling up. I got the best car in the school, I'm pulling up, all the hoes in the school. All the hoes in the school. I try not to call the females hoes, but, you know, I just how I speak, ladies, you know, sometimes I be fucking up. But yeah, all the females in the school was choosing and all that, and it was to the point where I could have fucked my teachers. It was going, like, but I realized doing what you want to do in life, you can do that same shit. Like I'm a rapper now, like, I'm an artist, you know? I can do the same shit now even if you go and you want to be a motherfucking doctor. Doctors still have fun, party and shit like that. It's just all, you can do the same shit, it's just all, I realize that you can do the same shit you do in the drug gang lifestyle in any other lifestyle, you feel me? It's just about what you apply yourself towards and what you really want out of life.
Any regrets dealing with the streets, thinking back for you?
No, I don't got no regrets. Because I feel like if I ain't go through some of the shit that I went through, then I wouldn't have a story to tell. Like, I got a story to tell now. So it's like everything that I went through really was to prepare me for the success that's to come, because I haven't made it yet. Like, I made a distance. I made it like further than most people in Cleveland made it, but as far as globally, and you know what I'm saying, like to the point where it's a stamp and everybody know my name, I ain't really made it there yet, you know what I'm saying, so, yeah.
Was it worth it? Was the risk worth the reward, or what you got out of it?
Far as the risk being, all right, the risk wasn't worth the reward. I mean, yeah, the risk wasn't worth the reward. Like, me going to jail, that shit wasn't worth it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, running up to a couple bands, I had about 20. But running up to 20, and you know what I'm saying, going to jail and missing my son being born, that shit wasn't worth it. You feel me? Like that. But like, if we take that, me going out of jail, and look at it on the positive side, me going to jail, me catching them cases, I probably would never started rapping, because I would never, you know, wanted to figure something else out to do. So unless rapping was just inevitable for me, and it was always probably gonna happen one day, but the way it happened I just wouldn't change it.
Somebody watching this, let's say it's a teenager, maybe around the same age as yourself, thinking back, and you were 1 foot in, 1 foot out in the beginning, correct? Mm-hmm. 1 foot in school, 1 foot in the streets. Mm-hmm. Somebody watching this, let's say they're 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Circumstances can be different for everybody, but what do you tell a kid like that? General advice here, because again, circumstances are different for everybody, but 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Anything you would say to them?
Yeah. First of all, if you're gonna be 1 foot out, if you're gonna be selling drugs while you're in school, my nigga, do not sell around the school district because they will stroke your ass if you get caught doing that. But another thing is that shit, getting your diploma is like it's kind of priceless. Like some people can go to school. If you're gonna be in school, you might as well just take this shit serious to get your diploma. Cause I was selling drugs when I was in school, and I took this shit serious, and I got my diploma anyway. You feel me? So you might as well go ahead and knock this shit out. And then like with the dope game, I mean, I know if they in the streets, then they see other people around them, and they see the situations that they going through, and they hear the stories. That shit can happen to you. Don't think that you're invincible just because you might be not caught a case yet. You know what I'm saying? The shit ain't catch up to you yet. And I ain't wishing bad on nobody and shit like that. But the same shit that happened to everybody else can happen to you, my nigga. So, and then there's so much more money out here than just the drug, man. It's way more. It's a million ways to get some money on the illegal side. I mean on the legal side. On the illegal side, it's only like a few. Like it's probably a couple hundred ways, but it's a million ways to make $1 million on the legal side. It's just like niggas in the streets. You might. I told you 1%. You might make a meal or a couple meal. That's 1%. But over here, it's plenty of millionaires. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, you can get $100,000 in the street, you think you rich. You $100,000 on the legal side, you feel me? That ain't even really nothing for real. It's just way more opportunity and way more money on the other side. The grass is really greener over here. You might want to come, you know what I'm saying? Come play. For real.
You graduated high school or you eventually got your GED when you said diploma?
I graduated. I got my diploma while I was fighting the case. While I was fighting my last cases, I got my diploma.
Self-motivated to finish or somebody was pushing you?
My grandma and my mama was pushing me, I ain't gonna lie. But I had to buckle down and, give in to what they were saying. I'm like, I might as well I was about to drop out because when I started making money, I'm like, I'm about to get out of here. Like, it ain't no point in me being in school no more. But I'm glad I didn't do that shit. But I was about to drop out. But I'm like, shit, I might as well go ahead and finish it. I only got 1 more year. I had 4 math classes. I had geometry, algebra, pre-algebra, and algebra 2, and I had 2 English classes. If that's 6. The fuck was my last class? I had 2 English classes, English 11 and English 12, and I had some other bullshit class. I think it was health. I had to get a health credit. No, I had world history or some shit like that. Politics and economics or something like that. I liked that class though. That's the one I really actually liked. I enjoyed going there. All the math classes, I was like, God damn. But it was cool because I had algebra, I had pre-algebra, algebra, and algebra 2. So it was like, okay, pre-algebra is real easy because I'm already doing algebra over here. Algebra 2 made algebra easy. And then I did that algebra 2 shit, man. I used to have to really buckle down and come after school for that shit. Even though I'm intelligent, I'm smart, I'm book smart, but like I ain't the type that's gonna just be like shit. Like I ain't the type that's gonna act like I know everything. And then when the test come, a nigga flunk that bitch. Like I'm gonna go and get like, hey, like I'll stop the whole class. If I don't get some shit, I'll be like, hold on, what does that mean though? You feel me? That's the type of person I'm. I gotta find this shit. I gotta find out, so yeah. For all my kids that's in school, don't be scared to ask the teacher questions. I know sometimes teachers be getting frustrated and shit, acting like you getting on their nerves when you ask them a lot of questions, but ask them the most amount of questions that you need till you understand the shit. Yeah.
Did you also think graduating was gonna help your case too?
Definitely thought that, and it actually did. If I ain't have my diploma and I caught that case, I probably would have got at least a year. Yeah, my diploma.
So basically, showing the judge you're doing some good.
Yeah, he was like, and then he seen all the shit. He was like, "How you get the diploma while you was doing all this?" I'm like, shit, I don't even know. My dad, so he was surprised. He was like, he had a respect, certain type of respect for me to be fighting these cases while I'm in school and still pull through and got my diploma out that bitch. He was like, damn. And get your license too if you are young. Like,
You almost could have had sex with one of the teachers too?
I felt like I could have. I think she was flirting with me. I ain't gonna lie. I think she was flirting with me. She was flirting with me. Matter of fact, I know she was flirting with me. I was a fly, young nigga. I had my own shit. She was choosing.
But you're a kid in school.
And
she's an adult.
But I was 18, so I was technically grown. You know, I flunked it because I told you I went to jail in 9th grade, so I had an extra year, so I was 18 in there. I was old enough. She knew I was old enough. She was, for real, shout out to you.
Was she a pretty teacher?
For real, I ain't gonna lie. And then I even had the principal, it wasn't an assistant principal, she was like the secretary. They used to be chosen, for real. I'm telling you, they know they was chosen, yeah.
Now, when I see these news stories about, high school boys getting involved sexually with female teachers, high school teachers, or whatever the case may be, these type of stories are hard for me to believe, but is it really that hard? Do you think this really does happen?
Man, I'm telling you, it happens, man. Because these teachers, they be just cool. They be looking for some young tenders, and they be seeing it. You can't just be a lame little nigga to get with a teacher. You gotta be already like on your shit. You gotta be a little bit more advanced for them. You feel me? And they be seeing it be them few like myself that was already advanced. I was already in the street. I'm already hitting shit out here. 25, you feel me? The teachers only like 27, 28. They still young for real. I'm already hitting shit like that. And then I got 20K at 18. That's like that was cool. Like, and then I'm making money consistently and shit like that. Like I just was on my shit. Like I was just smart. They seen me coming to school, getting my work done. They seen me doing my other thing. And you know what I'm saying? They just seen potential in me. You know?
But no offense to you, a 27-year-old teacher, she could get a grown man.
Mm-hmm.
Why an 18-year-old with some change in his pocket?
They probably just, okay, she can go get a grown man, that's facts. But it's just something about, like, young niggas, just be the new wave, man. It's just a new wave, man. You know, they be wanting some new, fresh shit, like, you know what I'm saying? And that's what, see, even when you a grown man, you say you 28, you a grown man, it still be the 40-year-olds that be choosing the 20, it's just how the shit go, you know? It's just, they be cougars, they be ready.
Now, just thinking back in your school days, I know you kind of gave us the story from the drug selling all the way to how some of the records came about, even to the work record.
Mm-hmm.
But did you rap in school at all?
Nah, like.
So this really came late.
This came late, but my mom and my dad always told me that I used to be freestyling when I was like 2. Like I used to be, like they said I used to say shit that like would blow their mind like at a young age, and I couldn't remember that. Like I'm like, damn, like I did, like, and all their friends used to always come up to me and be like, Q, you ain't rapping no more? I'm like, when did I ever rap? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't remember rapping. Like, man, you used to could flow. You got to get back on it. Like my whole life I've been hearing that shit, and I think that shit was just meant to me to do, like, because it's working.
And also, too, I forgot to ask you this earlier, but when we were talking about you selling drugs in the past and that sort of thing, and it started out as you were a teenager, was this hidden from your parents? Did your parents ever catch on?
My parents is like gangsters. They hip to the streets already, you know what I'm saying? So it was hard. I hid it for a good amount of time, but then it just got to the point where okay, Q, like you keep going inside this house, and why you keep running back and forth? I come up with a smooth excuse. Like I'm just going out here just to, I'm just saying I forgot something. You know what I'm saying? Then it got obvious at the point because I started having money laying around, and I'm bringing in shopping bags and shit like that. It's like, then I bought. It was over with. It was over with.
When your parents were finally hip, what was their reaction to you or it or what?
They set me down, and it's just like, if you gonna do this shit, you already doing it. You just gotta be careful. Like, we don't want you to be doing this shit. You need to put this shit down. But it was like I had my mind made up, so it was like really nothing that they was gonna say to me was really gonna make me stop at that time. But everything that they said was right, and I should have probably listened.
I can't remember. Just refresh my memory. You said you did have a job growing up as well?
Yeah, I worked as a lifeguard for a year.
That's right. You did mention the lifeguard. Was that the only job you had?
And I worked at Mark's when I was like when I first got out of jail. When I first got out of jail, I got a job at Mark's. And I got fired. I got fired on my day off. Really.
Fired on your day off for what?
I got fired on my day off because I know what it was because I was arguing with this girl before, like 3 days before the payday. I was arguing with one of the girls that had been there for like years and shit. She was like, they loved her, but she started the shit, arguing with her. She was calling me all type of hoe ass niggas. I called her a bitch. The manager walked out. They let me go home, you feel me? They act like everything was cool. Then I came back to work. I came back to pick up my check. They put me in a room and said that they ain't need me no more. And I said, all right. So when I did give me a couple of dollars, I went back in there and I made sure everybody in there knew that I had more money than them. Like even the managers. I'm like, yeah. I just go to the register and up them not on purpose in front of everybody. Just have it on me just to go to my old job, just to flex on everybody. I'm still probably gonna do that to this day. I'm probably gonna go back in there. Next time I go back to Cleveland, I'm gonna probably walk in there with it. Yeah.
Any of those jobs tough you mentioned?
Yeah, like at Mark's, I was doing stock. I know I got fired because I really didn't do my job either. I was doing stock, and I always had to lift all them fucking boxes, bring them up the stairs, and stack them up on, and then put them in a specific order. That shit man, I'm cool, man. Lifeguarding was pretty easy. All I just had to do was just make sure I was watching the pool. I actually kind of like lifeguarding. I had to watch the pool, sit in the chair, watch the pool, you know. But the training was pretty intense. I had to swim a lot of laps, and you know I had to practice saves, and it's one save where you do a submerged save, and when it's like a submerged passive, and they just down there at the bottom of the pool got to be like 12 feet deep. It's different type of entries too when you go, like you stride jump in, or you can't. It's like a kind of a cannonball. It's called a compact jump, or you just go down like this. So you gotta go down, pick them up off the bottom of the floor, then swim with them up like sideways like this, pull them out the water, stuff the tube. Put the tube right, because it might be a spinal injury. You got to swim with them backwards, put them on a backboard. The training is intense, but the job is easy.
Any crazy stories other than the firing on the day off? Anything that happened out of the norm at any of those jobs, or was that pretty much it?
I had a good experience. One time I was at the job. You know, I invited one of my females up there. And we got it popping in the sauna. The pool was empty. Please forgive me, y'all. I know y'all never knew that if y'all watching at the Glenville Rec. I know y'all probably never knew that, but yeah, that happened. And that was pretty. We was on fire in there. It got hot as fuck though. I think I lost like 4 pounds in that bitch. Like we was in the sauna. We was. I'm like, man, we gotta get out of here. Then we got in the pool. I had a ball that day. It was empty. That shit was fun as fuck. But yeah, that's about it though. Nobody never drowned on my watch, none of that.
Both parents still in your life?
Yeah.
Good terms with each?
Yeah.
Did they separate at all while you were born?
Yeah, they separated before. No, not before I was born, but when I turned like they are separated.
And you live with your mom, dad,
Yeah, I live
both?
with my mom.
But father was still always in your life?
Yeah, yeah.
What about as far as siblings? You the only child?
No, I got a little brother that's 13. And on my dad's side, I got 4 brothers and sisters, but we ain't really that close. But me and my little brother was the closest. But matter of fact, my oldest brother and my oldest sister live down here. And I still ain't seen them yet. I'm gonna gotta link up with them.
Anyone else in your family raps aside yourself or just you?
My father used to rap.
What does he think of the rap career now?
He's just amazed because he was rapping around the same time that Bone Thugs and Army was rapping. And then he said that they actually stole that. They used to go to the same recording studio, and he said that Bone Thugs had stole was stealing their flows and shit. And I was like, damn. But that ain't I don't know if it's true. You feel me? But that ain't the first time I heard that. But yeah, so everybody. I don't know if that's true. I don't even want to speak on that shit. But yeah, my cousin rap. He do like more poetry. His name Rob Rich. He like his poetry be deep as fuck. Like my little cousins rap. My little cousin an engineer. He sent me some beats. He raw. I hope I ain't forgetting nobody. I can't forget nobody.
Competitive with your family members or supportive?
Supportive. There ain't no reason to compete with them. But anybody else, I'm on their ass.
This rap career that you have now, were your parents supportive of it at all?
My dad was supportive of it because, he used to rap. Man, I told you, he introduced me to the books, Think and Grow Rich and all that type of shit. But at the same time, it got to a point where he kind of lost his faith and was like, yeah, you need to get this job at the union. I'm like, nah, I ain't trying to work in the union. I'm not about to be doing no construction. I dance too, so I ain't about to be slaving, like lifting bricks and shit. I'm cool. My mom was supportive of it, but when they don't see you making no money right away, they get to being like, you need to make some money. I'm like, nah, like this is what I'm doing.
So were they supportive right away, or did they have to warm up to it?
They supported right away, and then they kind of cooled down.
Ah.
And then they warmed back up now.
What was the turning point?
It was the turning point where I was they seen me struggling for real. Like, not even struggling to get a fan base, because my fan base was growing, but my money wasn't there. I had fame with no money. And they like, you need to get some money so you can go to the studio and this and that. I'm like, listen, I'm not about to get a job. I'm about to I was still getting little $100 shows, but I had just had a son, and that milk expensive and shit like that. Every little penny I got, I had to buy that. Diapers, little $150, $200, that shit wasn't doing nothing. But yeah.
What do they think about the actual music you make?
Oh, they definitely like the music.
What about the cussing?
They seen me sell drugs. They ain't really tripping about no cussing.
Have they had a chance to see you perform live yet?
My mama seen me perform live. They both seen me perform live on Summer Jam, September 1st.
What was that reaction like?
My mama said she almost fainted. My dad was back there just like hype. He was like, my mom was like, she damn near passed out when she seen me up there, because she seen me perform in the house on the couch. Like, I thought the couch I used the couch for my stage. I used to always be in the mirror performing. It's crazy. And then she got to see everything that I always talked about, and like live. That was crazy.